On one side, an instant sellout that vanishes in a flash. On the other, a brand new phone that's already selling for less than its official price before it's even in your hands. Behind the carnival of launch day, two completely different and equally brutal scripts for profiting off of you are playing out. If we were to create a top 10 list of the most surreal performance art pieces that play out in our modern world, the annual Apple Autumn product launch would have to be on it. And this year's script for the iPhone 17 is the biggest blockbuster of them all. You think this is just a simple product launch? Oh, you're mistaken. This is a modern religious service, a ritual interwoven with faith, money, and cold, hard calculation. And the business logic behind it is 1,000 times more hardcore than the phone itself. The opening act is always so familiar, you'd almost think Tim Cook was just replaying last year's video. At 8 p.m. on September 12th, the pre-order channel opens. Hundreds of thousands of eager fingers, filled with the purest aspirations of consumer capitalism, frantically tap that shiny pre-order button. The result is, without fail, a foregone conclusion. Apple's official website server, in a touching tribute to a bygone era, promptly freezes and lags into a last-century PowerPoint presentation. The collective cry of anguish echoes across social media. People lament that their finger speed, honed for 2 decades of being single, is as fragile as a piece of paper in the face of Apple servers. And if you, by some miracle, survive that trial by fire and finally make it to the payment page, a cold, hard line of text will inform you, order now, and your estimated delivery is after October 15th. Let that sink in. This means that you, a loyal customer, a willing contributor to Captain Cook's quarterly KPIs, after paying in real money, must now wait patiently for a month. And in that long month, you can only watch as tech bloggers unbox your phone, showing off how crisp the 8K video is, how the new A19 chip is light years ahead of the competition. And what do you have in your hands? A bank transaction text message and thin air. The feeling is like you've waited in line for 2 hours at a trendy restaurant. You finally sit down, and the waiter smiles and says, "Sir, for the dish you've ordered, our chef is currently in the backyard catching the chicken. Please be patient." What can you do but offer an awkward yet polite smile in return? But this is Apple's genius. This is a masterclass in control. For any other company, a delayed shipment is a supply chain failure. It's a reason to issue a public apology. But at Apple, it's called orderly delivery. It's market demand far exceeding expectations. This is the pinnacle of emotional manipulation. It invisibly plants a seed in your mind. Look how many people are fighting for this. It must be amazing. My taste is impeccable. I am one of the chosen. This manufactured scarcity operates on the same base human instinct that once caused panic buying of salt or hand sanitizer. The only difference is that the packaging has been upgraded from survival to sophistication. Apple has never just sold a cold piece of electronics. It sells an identity, a form of social currency, the exquisite illusion that your life is, in fact, going pretty well. But just as everyone was basking in this collective atmosphere of, if you manage to buy one, you've already won, a true disruptor, a wild card who plays by no one's rules, flipped the entire table over. I'm talking, of course, about the mudslide of the e-commerce world, Pinduoduo. While Apple's official site was still playing its sophisticated psychological game of delayed gratification, Pinduoduo's 10 billion yuan subsidy channel came in like an out-of-control dump truck and smashed the iPhone 17's price pedestal to pieces. No fancy pre-orders, no complicated coupon stacking, just a simple, brutal, straight-up price cut. The entire line was slashed by a minimum of 900 yuan, with some models cut by over 1,000 yuan. 1,000 yuan! Do you know what that is? That's the price of a pair of AirPods Pro. For a city professional, that's a month's worth of gas. For a college student, that could be 2 months of their living allowance. And for Apple itself, that 1,000 yuan is almost pure profit, gouged directly from Tim Cook's legendary 40+% hardware margin. And suddenly, the mood in the market got very, very weird. Those consumers who were just patting themselves on the back for securing a phone that would arrive in a month suddenly felt like suckers. Pinduoduo wasn't just cheaper, it was very likely going to ship faster. It's like you're ecstatic because you snagged an economy ticket to the Maldives for a trip next month, only to discover your neighbor chartered a private jet, is leaving today, and paid half what you did. The psychological impact is devastating. And so, a classic choice presented itself to every consumer. On one side, the orthodox official channel that requires patience but offers the pure brand experience. On the other, the wild renegade channel that gives you the product immediately and hands you 1,000 yuan for the trouble. Which do you choose? This is no longer a simple consumer choice. So why does Pinduoduo do this? Are they just printing money? No. In the world of business, every money-losing deal has a much grander, profit-making logic behind it. The core objective of the 10 billion yuan subsidy program was never to make money on a single product. It was to use the most direct, most brutal method possible to acquire users, specifically the most valuable users. Think of the e-commerce market as a giant fish pond. In the high-end section of that pond swim the most valuable fish, the Apple users. They have higher spending power, they're less price-sensitive, and they are fiercely loyal to the ecosystem. They're not just fish, they are geese that lay golden eggs. For Pinduoduo, which started in the lower-end market, the only way to grow is to conquer this premium territory. But how? You can't win them over with talk about service or delivery speed. In the adult world, the most effective form of communication is money. So, they take the ultimate hard currency product, the new iPhone, and they use their own cash to slash its price. That 1,000 yuan discount is in effect a moving fee paid directly to you, the consumer. The subtext is, hey, I know you're happy where you are, here's $1,000. Come open an account, link your card, and try my service. That 1,000 yuan is their customer acquisition cost. In an era of sky-high advertising costs, paying a user directly is more efficient than giving that money to ad agencies. It gets them a new, high-value customer, generates a massive nationwide marketing buzz, and causes chaos in their competitor's backyard. It's a brilliant three birds, one stone strategy. So why doesn't Apple stop them? Why do they tolerate a third-party seller undercutting them on the launch day? First, legally, their hands are tied. The merchants on Pinduoduo get their stock from legitimate channels. If they want to subsidize it themselves, interfering could trigger antitrust issues. But second, and more importantly, Apple might not even want to stop them. In fact, they might secretly be happy about it. Why? Because every single iPhone sold, regardless of the channel, is a sale for Apple. It's a unit moved. It's a number that looks beautiful on their quarterly earnings report, propping up their multi-trillion-dollar market cap. The downstream price wars are just internal competition that, for Apple, only reinforces the iPhone status as the ultimate consumer good. On a deeper level, Pinduoduo helps Apple reach a customer segment it wants, but is too proud to approach directly. Apple's brand image requires it to maintain a premium, aspirational posture, but there's a huge market of people who desire an iPhone but are highly price-sensitive. Pinduoduo acts as the perfect unofficial bridge to that market. It's a fascinating symbiotic relationship. Apple is responsible for maintaining the iPhone's divine holy grail status. Pinduoduo is the renegade who smashes the price barrier. One sings hymns in the cathedral, the other hands out bread on the street. Together, they make the whole pie bigger. So now, when you look back at the iPhone 17 launch, the full picture becomes clear. The official website's delay is calculated scarcity marketing. Pinduoduo's subsidy is a precision strike to hijack that hype for user acquisition. One is building brand value, the other is breaking price barriers. Together, they directed this blockbuster show. So what should you, the consumer, do in this battle of titans? It's simple. Know what you actually want. If you are a die-hard Apple ecosystem user who cherishes the entire unboxing ritual and doesn't mind the weight or the cost, order from the official store. You're buying peace of mind and a sense of ceremony. That emotional value is part of the product. If you are a pragmatist for whom a phone is just a tool and the best price wins, then Pinduoduo is your champion. The economic value is what you care about. Neither choice is better than the other. They're just different priorities. The only irrational actor is the person who goes into debt and eats instant noodles for 3 months just to have the official version for the sake of status. See the game for what it is, and you won't be confused by the noise. A phone is just a tool. It doesn't define your success, and it can't contain all your happiness. Understanding that is far, far cooler than being the first person to own an iPhone 17 Pro Max. As a poet of our consumer age might write, "The website is frozen, a static display. A million thumbs tap in the pre-order fray. Your ship date's October, the cold letters say, as bloggers unbox your new phone today." But the Renegade platform, with a price-slashing sword, saves you a fortune you couldn't afford. The supply chain falters, the hype is absurd, but in this great game, every player is scored. So choose your own path, be it patient or fast, in this drama of commerce designed to just last. That is all for this episode. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.